Peace and love, family. It's Devon.
And Jen.
And we are
Chameleon Love.
So, we got a fun topic today.
Yeah.
It's fun, but it's also going to be informative. So, you know, I would say I don't piss you off a lot, do I? I know you tap dance on my nerves. That's why my back hurts right now. Cause you be on
you know
that
what?
nerve.
I'm just gonna. How you doing, babe? How you doing? How you do? Are you doing okay? You good today?
I mean, I'm cool. When you ain't on my nerve, I'm cool. I'm good.
But you stay on mine. I mean, hey, the feeling's mutual.
You piss me off,
bruh. Sometimes I don't like you,
and you do it a lot. I wouldn't say you do it a lot. I'd say it's about 70-30.
Now,
would you say 30%?
Would you say now though? Because you gotta think about it, like where we started from and where we are now.
You was R. Kelly because I was. Because
how so? I used to be on your nerves like that.
I just wanted to choke you a little bit. I just want to choke you a little bit. That's
good, because I wanted to chop you in your throat. So,
okay, well, you know what?
It's mutual. It is
what it is.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, the reason why.
But God.
The reason why I'm bringing this up is because, you know, when somebody pisses you off, especially somebody that's so close to you that you're around every single day, all the time, and it's inevitable that person is going to make you mad and get on your damn nerve.
Bruh.
It's inevitable. It's going to happen.
Yo, listen.
The question is, how do you deal with that? Like, how do you handle when your significant other, your partner, your love person, your boo, your love bug, all that gets on your last nerve?
Listen.
How do you handle that? So, because this has to do with conflict resolution too.
Yeah.
But sometimes you're not thinking about conflict resolution when you pissed
be
off.
Like, fuck the conflict.
Like, get this nigga away from me.
The resolution.
You better get away from me. you better. I'm gonna throw a bow to you. You better get away from me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you.
Oh,
you ask me? You off?
You sure?
When I tap dance, stanky leg, walking out on that nerve.
Yeah.
What do you do? How do you handle that? Oh Lord. Here we go.
Here we go. Let me go ahead and sit back. Relax a little bit. Might want to relax for this one. How do I handle that? Man, like sometimes I don't handle it well. You know?
Damn sure don't.
I don't. You know, and the misconception is, you know, people can look at us and be like, oh, they're relationship strategists. Oh, they just know how to.
They handle everything
They
perfectly.
just handle everything good. They're just. Nah,
wrong.
That's not it.
Wrong.
Like a lot of times it's easier for you to help other people with their issue and how to navigate that than it is for you to handle yours, because it's in close. It hits home. And
I think it's worth saying this. I'm sorry, not to cut you. I know I asked you a question, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
I think it's worth saying this. Regardless of what title you have, regardless of how long you've been married, it don't matter if you've been married 40 years. At some point in time, you and that person gonna have a conflict. Y'all gonna get on each other's nerves. Y'all gonna piss each other off.
Yeah.
And it's all about how do you handle it? Because it's going to happen. So we're not immune to arguments and all that stuff. It's how we argue and how we have these discussions and how we move past it. So I just felt like it was necessary, because people be looking like, well, y'all relationship strategists. Y'all should know how to handle these arguments. We do know how to handle the arguments, but the arguments still come up and we're still human. Yeah. And sometimes we ain't thinking about
resolving. You be needing the strategist for the strategist.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
so let's talk about, like, in order to answer this, you know, effectively, I want to talk about how I used to handle you.
Yeah. How did you used to handle?
When you used to piss me off, I used to shut down, cut him off. I cut you off. I internalized every emotion that you were feeling. I used to make you feel guilty for feeling the way you were feeling. I would make your anger about me. I felt targeted. it was just everything that you did.
Playing the victim.
I would stop. Playing the victim. I would stop talking to you.
Typical women behavior sometimes.
And I would just I would just pretty much make you feel bad for feeling the way you were feeling. Yep. And that shutdown game was, strong. Like I would detach, shut down, run away, like talking about running off on a plug twice. Like
it was real.
I definitely did. So, and I had to learn how to, number one, not run. And learn that your anger wasn't about me, but I could only do that until I start working on myself. And so now I hear you. And I listen to hear what you're saying versus listen to understand versus to respond. And I allow you to feel your shit. Like I allow you to feel your stuff and take in what you're feeling. I validate your feelings and emotions. I allow you to express yourself openly. And I don't take it to heart what you feel in that moment. And I give you space.
Look at you sounding like a relationship coach. You sound like you actually know
I do
what
this in real life,
about.
baby.
Yeah, well, your ass ain't used to do it in
Dear
real life.
God, it's me again.
Get on my nerves in real life. And
still do. But I really had to work on how to better understand myself. And how to communicate. I didn't come into this learning how to resolve conflict and definitely learning how to talk my emotions out or being able to accept yours. But that was the turning point for me when I actually started to.
So it depends on.
To listen.
I think also it depends on how I'm pissing you off.
Yeah. And then, and now let me just say this. The answer that I gave is the things that I do. But there are some times when Devon just do stuff that it just irks me, y'all. Like, I just be annoyed.
What's that? Give me an example.
AF, bro. Like, give
me an example.
You'll say something unnecessary. And he'll be in a bad mood. And, dudes be acting like they don't have their moments. Yes, y'all do. Y'all do. Y'all have y'all moments.
I know.
And y'all be a little emo too. Y'all be thinking that emo is all for the woman, but nah, it's y'all too. And you'll do something or say something out of pocket or get mad, at something so small and just be like rambling off on it. Like, I don't know what this is. Y'all don't just, I'm like, ooh.
Me? I do that?
Yeah, bro, you do.
Really?
And I just be like,
really?
ooh. I'm not doing that today with him. I'm definitely about to get up out of here. And so there's emotion. Yeah, you do. And I just act like you don't exist at that moment,
Damn,
and I got to get my ass up out of there because I know if I don't, I'm gonna say something and I'm gonna do something and it's just not gonna be good for us. So, I remember one day you came in like you was on one, like, we done misplaced something and we had crumbs on the floor and this did happen and this happened and you was just pissed, like pissivity, right?
Hey, listen, that is one thing. I misplacing the remote.
It wasn't a remote.
That shit pisses me off.
It wasn't a remote. It wasn't a remote, bro. Like I had washed the clothes. And I thought I was just doing a good gesture or whatever, but I apparently have mixed some clothes with the wrong clothes, it was just something that got on. It was something that got under your skin. It was just, whether it was the cleaning, the washing machine. I don't know if the washing machine overflow, the wrong cycle, whatever it was water up under the washing machine when I had when I washed the clothes. I got mad for that. It wasn't mad. You weren't mad at that. It wasn't the action that you were mad at. It was just we always breaking stuff around the house and we had to fix stuff.
That's a fact. That's a fact. No. We ain't gonna just motorize, gonna pass and poke. Nope. Push pause button. Stop. Break it down. I believe. Come here. I believe.
Y'all don't listen to this. Listen, foolery.
No, don't pay attention to her. Look at me. I believe my wife intentionally breaks things so she can see me fix them. Now, she always has this thing, this fascination about, oh, my husband can fix anything. He's just this and that and blah, blah, blah.
I mean, I believe that.
I believe she intentionally, I think something about her gets her off or turns her on or something like that, because she breaks things often.
I do like when you fix stuff.
You see that?
I like when you fix stuff, but I don't break it.
That's a mission of guilt.
No.
Often she breaks things and I'm left to figure out how to fix it.
Okay.
In my line.
No, you're right. You're right.
I rest my case.
I don't break things intentionally for that. And I was trying to help him. I don't do the laundry. Devon does the laundry for the house. So I thought that while he was away, I would just help him out. And I did it. And so now this particular time,
you always
I don't know why.
You always say everything breaks when you start.
It does. I promise y'all. Nothing breaks in the house until he leave. And then when he leave, the house just fall apart.
I'm
back confused.
And I'm like, how the ceiling fan off the damn ceiling? Like,
I don't understand it. I don't understand. I'd be feeling like...
She'd always be like, I promise you, I did not do it.
I didn't intentional. I say intentional.
So Casper around here just breaking stuff?
No, I don't go around just intentionally breaking stuff, y'all. Right. Like, but so anyway, back to the washer. It wasn't about the clothes. It wasn't that you was mad that I did them or anything like that. I couldn't think about what it was, but that's what it was. It was, whatever cycle it was on, maybe it was on the wrong cycle, whatever happened, it caused the water to leak at the bottom of the dryer. And when Devon came back home, he was like, oh man, like something else for me to fix type thing. And so you got in your emotion and your mood or whatever. And it was just like, I had to get up out of there.
I don't recall.
And I was with our oldest, and he was like, "Ma, you not talking to Daddy right now?" I said, "No, your daddy getting on my nerves, bro. he on my nerves, so it's better for me to just walk away." And and I think it's important for me, for that moment was important too, to let him know that we don't always get along.
No.
Like, it's not a perfect marriage. They don't see us hit each other, beat each other or curse or anything like that, because that's just not, we came from that. That's not what we want to do. But it's important to let them know that, no, you're not going to like your spouse. Sometimes you're your partner sometimes. And it doesn't mean that you don't love them. It means that you got to know when to get away. And I got to get away.
Just getting on my damn nerves.
Yeah. So okay. So I get away. So what? So yours? How has yours changed?
How much time we got left?
Hurry up.
So, in the beginning, I just wouldn't talk to your ass for like 3-4 days.
Oh, yeah.
I was one of those people where she pissed me off. I didn't had it up to here, and I'm mad and I'm angry or whatever. I ain't trying to talk. I ain't trying to talk. Don't talk to me. I ain't talking to you. Don't even breathe in my direction. Don't look at me. Like, I was just one of those type of people, right? And it took a long time for me to start to transition out of that, because I felt at the time I was immature in my emotional intelligence. And so because I was immature in it, I wouldn't talk to you. No. I didn't want to be the one to say the first words. I didn't want to say
sorry.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to come to you, even if it was something that you did that made me mad. I still didn't want to go to you and tell you how I felt. Like, I wasn't in my vulnerability safety at the time, and so I wasn't as vulnerable. Like most men, we ain't as vulnerable. So I'm not gonna tell you that you hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Men, we look at that like, man, that's soft. Man, just don't nobody care about your feelings. I say that all the time, right? As men, I think collectively as men, we feel like nobody cares about our feelings. Just shut up, do your job, pay the bills, do what you need to do, take care of us. I don't want you crying to me.
Do you still feel that way?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes. I feel like my emotions don't matter. And I think because it's still so new. Even though it's been probably about 2 years maybe that I've really started to open up.
Yeah.
But even in that, it's still so new that I think sometimes when I express my feelings to you, you don't know what to do with them. So it comes off as dismissive. And so when it comes off as dismissive for men, we like, see, I know she don't care about my damn feelings. She don't care about my emotions. It's about do what you need to do as a man. I don't want to hear you crying to me. I don't want to hear you complaining and bitching to me. I want you to do your job. And that's what it feels like sometimes as a man. Mm-hmm. And so when I tried in the past, I would try to open up to you. I would throw out little fillers here and there to see how you respond. And even if it was about you, you would be like, you would shut that shit down like ASAP. And I'd be like, see, this is why I don't express myself, because I get this type of behavior. I get this type of response. And that's not the response that I want, because that's not the response that you want. At the end of the day, yes, I'm a man. Yes, I'm tough. Yes, I'm masculine, all that stuff. But I'm still a human.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I still have emotions and feelings. And as men, we have emotions and feelings. We just compartmentalize them and we push them to the side, and we don't worry about them. We try to push them as far back as we can.
Yeah.
But a lot of times when it comes to us being by ourselves, a lot of men cry by themselves. They would never tell a soul that they just cried in the shower. So the water hitting their face, they can't see the tears, you can't see the tears, and it just looked like water, but you crying in the shower, crying your eyes out in the shower. I've done that before. I done been there. And a lot of times as men, we're too macho and tough to break down how our emotions are feeling. Mm-hmm. And to say that, man, yesterday, I cried for like 10 minutes because of XYZ. I cried because my woman broke my heart and I don't know what to do. And I want her back, but I can't be a punk and tell her that I want her back because that's soft. That's a simp. Nah, that's recognizing that this person hurt your heart, mm-hmm. but you really want her back. But you're too afraid of rejection to go tell her. Or you're afraid how she may view you. She may view you as soft, or she may view you as somebody that she can walk over and take advantage of. And so because you don't want to feel like that, you don't put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And you may go back to her and she may be like, all right, cool.
So feeling safe in your emotions is what I hear you say, is a big thing for you.
Yeah. So now, so that was then. I know I kind of went off on a tangent. That was then. But now how I deal with my pistivity, when I've reached my highest level of pistivity, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I then come to you and I say, hey, look, you made me feel. This is how I feel. I don't appreciate. I don't like. And so when I say those things, that's me expressing myself. Now you're not victimizing yourself as much as you were, or nowhere near as you were beforehand. I can come to you and I can trust that if I tell you how I feel, you're not going to dismiss them. Now, you may go off to wherever by yourself and say what you want to say and feel how you want to feel. Mm-hmm. But in my presence, I need to know that my feelings matter and that you're not dismissing how I feel and you're not writing me off. So you know what I'm saying? And that can come from facial expressions. That can come from what you say.
My facial expressions are beast,
most of y'all women's facial expressions, y'all eye roll, y'all suck y'all teeth, y'all poke y'all lips out, y'all turn y'all head, y'all start doing all this stuff, all these gestures. We notice that as men. And when we notice, oh, she don't seem like she cares, gone, shut down. You ain't getting nothing else out of us.
Yeah, I realize that, men are not used to already it's taboo for men to express themselves. Yeah. And they are not trained to be vulnerable or made to feel safe. Right. And so as women, we have to understand, we have to give each other a lot of grace, because none of us came from generations where this was practiced. A lot of us, I would say some of us did, but most of us, a lot of us came from, a generation, even if you had a healthy home and functional, it's still conflict resolution was something that, just was really new. So when you ask that question, you come into a relationship, you have to give yourself a lot of grace and be willing to learn how to respond and how to do stuff different, because what you knew up to that point no longer matters. You know what I mean? Or it no longer applies. So do you feel safer now and more free?
I do.
Sit in your feelings.
I do. It's still a work in progress.
Yeah.
I can't say I'm completely there, because there's still some avenues of manhood and masculinity that it's just there, and I don't know what to do with it. But I believe that I'm getting better.
Okay.
I'm working on it. So as problems come up and they arise, now I'm not waiting 3 days to say anything.
He was shut down for at least a week.
I sure would.
At least a week minimum.
I ain't want to talk to you.
Bruh,
don't touch me.
You still mad?
But now that week, that 3 days, that 4 days has now been confined to less than a day. You know, maybe a couple of hours. I'll come to you now and say, hey, look, I didn't appreciate, or hey, look, I'm sorry, you know, blah, 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 whatever. Like, I'll apologize a lot quicker. And that's something that we don't do. We don't normalize apologizing when it happens. When you realize that you're wrong and you did something that offended this person, or there's a grievance there, to go to that person and be like, hey, look, I'm sorry. Like, I shouldn't have behaved that way. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have did that, whatever it is, you know, and then give that person time to express themselves and shut up. Don't say nothing.
Let me ask you this real quick, not to mean, to cut you off, but how I would like to know specifically, like, what are some things that I do to make you feel safe in your emotions? How have I changed?
I can say this in a better way, but I'm going to say it for the emotional value that I need for it to stick. Shut up and listen. Oh. And again, I'm not saying that to be like I ever tell you to shut up or anything like that. But overall, women, if you're listening, and I'm not saying, and men too, when you offend this person and this person is trying to express how they feel, shut up and listen to them, and listen to understand and not to respond. Don't let them get to a point where they say something that you feel like isn't true, or you didn't do that, or whatever, and you want to defend yourself. Let them talk. Let them talk, because whatever they say next may actually even that out, or it may make sense on why they felt the way they felt or said what they said, because that's their perspective. So for you to listen to what I'm saying, hear my perspective, whether you agree with me or not, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't have anything to do whether you agree with me or not. I'm telling you from my experience on what just happened, this is how I feel now. And so you have to respect what that person is feeling now. So then you can address it and move on. Now, what I will say, and we're almost at time, but I will say this because I think it's very important to say this. When you're the person expressing yourself, you're the person addressing your grievances, and the other person is listening to you. At about the 4 or 5 minute mark that you've been talking, maybe you had a lot on your chest, you got a lot to say. When you've said a lot, pause and give this person an opportunity to take in what you said and give them an opportunity to address whatever it is that you have. You may have more, and that's fine. You can continue the conversation. But at about 5 minutes into it, give them a break. And
ladies, you know, we be talking. We can talk.
Hella talking. And do this. Yeah. Say, okay, I know that was a lot. I want you to say just like this. I know that was a lot. What did you hear me say in that? And what that gives that person the opportunity to do is talk about what they heard from their perspective, what they've taken in. This is what they heard. What that does is then it gives you an opportunity to agree with them and say, yep, that's exactly what I meant. Yeah. Or no. I wasn't saying it like that. Maybe I explained it wrong. This is what I meant. And by doing that, that already starts to work the conflict right there. That's starting the resolution of the conflict.
I think that's good. I think, on the same lines of that too, is if you really don't understand what your partner is saying or how they're feeling or what is going on with them, if you're still, in limbo, following up with, help me to understand why you feel this way. Help me to understand why you were, why this pissed you off, or what you're feeling, or, why you responded the way you did. That helped me to understand, lightens the mood. And to me, it lowers the defense because now you are on resolution mode. You're in resolution mode, and it shows your partner that, hey, I really want to work this out with you. I really want to understand, but I don't get it. And it's okay not to get it. You know what I mean? And so you may or may not get it at the end of that argument, right? But at least you leave there being heard, and you empathize, and you feel like your partner is compassionate enough to stay there to work with it, to work through these things with you.
And see, this is why it's important to have these conversations, because we weren't shown this in our household, and a lot of households out there as well. So I'm glad we were able to work through our things. My homie over here, that's my dog right there, man.
Yeah,
so
man,
hey, we do this in real life, man. We are real life relationship strategists and life strategists, man. And we talk to people all around the world. We stand on stages all over, and we really talk to people how to work out conflicts, family, couples, partners, business partners, you name it, we do it, man. So if you feel like this is talking to you, man, I want you to do a couple of things. I want you to first go on our website, www.chameleonlove.org, www.chameleonlove.org. I want you to check us out. And if you feel led to, drop us a contact, man. Go on our contact request form, fill it out, and we will get back to you ASAP. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. You can also find me on IG at Von_Tuff. That's VON_TUFF. On TikTok at Chameleon Love 5, and on YouTube at Chameleon Love Channel.
All right. And you can find me at Jenny Grind on IG, and Chameleon Love Podcasts, IG, Devon and Jennifer Heath on Facebook.
Hey, that concludes this episode. We hope y'all learned something. Drop us a DM, drop us a contact request form, comment, like it or love it, and share it. And we appreciate y'all. And do one thing for us. Keep Chameleon loving.